Welcome back to Desire to Inspire. Today, we are going to be talking about a quote that I can't seem to fucking avoid lately. This thing has popped up on my timeline. I feel like I read it somewhere too. I feel like I listened to it somewhere. So I felt compelled to talk about it. That quote is, "Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 12." I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to ask you what that means. But I'm going to ask you anyway. What do you think that means, Derf?
Well, Dylan, I think that is what a lot of people actually forget to realize. Whether it is look at the car somebody's driving, look at the job somebody has, look at somebody moved out of your hometown. Everybody's like so quick to judge where somebody else is, and they think that they need to be in that same position because they're the same age. And what really gets me is I kind of use this as like, oh, when you're 25, you have to do something. When you're 30, you have to do something. And everybody has a stigma around 30 that you have to have your life together. You have to know who you're going to marry. You got to have kids.
I'm coming up on it, and I ain't got none of that.
Right? I'm like, damn, that's 3 years away, chill.
Mine is too.
Yeah. But I think that like our age in society correlates to like with the chapters that we're in. And so especially like transitioning into this like adulthood where, you're you get out of your mom and dad's home and now you're on your own and you're trying to figure it out. And I think that age, whether it's 16 for some people or it's 25 for some people, or maybe even later, is that once you move out of your parents' house and you're on your own and you start, getting your college degree or going to trade school or something, it's like there's this automatic stigma about you. It's like, oh, what are you doing now? Oh, what car do you drive? Oh, what house do you have? Oh, where do you live? Oh, what's your love life like? And it's like, why does that matter? And so, for instance, like before I moved out of state, I was always looking at people like my cousins on my mom's side. A lot of them moved out of state. I was always like, dang, look at where they're at. Look what they're doing. They're moved out. They got their college degree, all of this stuff. And then I started getting older and realizing that it doesn't matter what age you do it at, that your story and your journey is going to be completely different than theirs was to begin with. So why are you trying to put yourself in the shoes or accelerate your path when it might not be what's best for you at that time?
You don't got to tell me. I took 6 years to get my undergrad degree. So I get it. So do you think that it's like as common for people to be like, all right, this age you graduate, then you get a job, then you get married, then you have kids, like, because I feel like when our parents were young, like that was it. It's like, now that I'm graduated, it's time to get married. Now that I'm married, it's time to start having kids. And it's like, I can't do anything else because I'm locked into this job. I have to support this family now. But I feel like, especially for our friend group, like we're not that way. We're all jumping from job to job. We take our time to get through school. We do whatever we have to do, but it's not like we're tied down or locked down. Like there's really only a couple of my friends who I feel like are even married or having kids. Like it's a completely different life, I feel like, than my dad would have lived at 28.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I feel like the stigma is going away based off of age. I think there is a lot of comparison though, because of like what people flaunt, whether it's on social media or the clothes they wear to go out. So I think we are living in a more fast-paced world at a slower speed. And what I mean by that is that we are living fast-paced in the sense of we want to accomplish so much, but we're slowing it down. Like, all right, wait, we want to get to this endpoint where our parents might have waited 15 years to get certain promotions. Now we're going like, all right, yeah, I've been with this company for a couple of years, but I'm getting an offer over here. Not only that, I can move out of my hometown, or not only that, I can be a manager instead of an associate now, and you move up. So I feel like we're taking the time in life to see what it has to offer more, in the sense of like not being so concrete and stuck in the ground and thinking that there's only one pathway to success. I think we're realizing now that there's multiple pathways to success, but some people get discouraged because others are getting there prior to them at their age. And I think that's where that chapter, the age factor, still does, because whether you're full gung-ho to make that change or you're a little bit scared to make it initially, you can get that separation where that person's 25 years old and is where you want to be when you're 23 or 25 even. But then at 26, 27, now all of a sudden you're ahead because they got complacent. They stayed there because that's the life they want and they're happy with it. So it's like we're almost living like in fast forward, but in the background it's moving slower just because we're able to such different moves than they were able to back in the day, or what the standard norm was.
Right. I think for me, like for the longest, I was stuck in that spot where it's like I see everyone graduating and now they're starting careers. And at that time, I still had 2 years of school left, and I had no idea what the fuck I wanted to do. I was changing my major left and right. Like I had no idea what I wanted to do. And so I was, what?
You had that gold card, baby.
Oh God, don't remind me, man. Don't remind me. But yeah, like I was going to do internships in this thing, then I come back, change my major to this thing. And like everything ultimately did lead here, like 100%. Like this is like where I think I was supposed to be. But I don't think comparison's ever going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. But I think that as far as comparison goes, just stop comparing like where you are to someone else. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with comparing yourself in terms of like, oh, they have a nicer car, or as long as it's not like negative self, like, oh, my car's a piece of shit. Like I live this shitty life. Like if you're looking at it in terms of like a goal, like they have this or that, and that's where I see myself and that's where I want to go. I think comparison's okay that way because it can drive you. But like, don't look at it like, oh, he's 30 and he has it. I'm about to be 30. Like, just think, okay, I want to be where they are by 35. Like, don't feel like I need to be there right now because you're always going to fucking be behind. Whatever they did, they got ahead somehow. And like, if you feel like you're going to just keep fucking following the footsteps, you're always going to be there. But like you said, it's possible to get ahead. So like, just put your head down and focus and stop worrying about the timeline of when things happen.
Yep. I think that's important, is actually focusing, because there's a reason why people are getting ahead, even though I don't know if that's a good word to use, but they've put their head down, they've focused, they've come out with a timeline or a projected goal of where they wanted to be, what they want to accomplish. So what they're doing is they're putting action behind this plan that they have. A lot of people get stagnant because they're not putting any action behind this plan. Like they reach, say, said goal, and now they're like, all right, cool, I can stay here. And then they look back 6 months, a year, 2 years, and being like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm in the exact same spot while others around me are doing this or doing that. And now they're in the gym or they're going to get this, or like whatever it is that we have to realize that we're only going to elevate in life and be happy as if we're doing, one, what we want to do, but two, we're actually putting tangible things in action to make sure that we keep prevailing through the odds that were dealt for us or through the challenges, because we get held up at one roadblock and then we think that that's the end of life. And we're like, oh, we can't do that. Or you get denied from one interview. Oh, there's no way I can get a role in this field. You can't. There's people out there. It's just, when is that opportunity going to fall? And it's not going to fall if you stop working towards it.
I think that is a very good point, because like these people get stuck and it's like, if it's not going to happen, then it's never going to happen. But in order to get to chapter 12, you have to be at chapter 1. And if you feel like you're never going to make it, you're not even opening the book and giving yourself a chance to even get to that end goal.
Yeah. Yep. Every chapter is critical too. I mean, shit, I look at my life and I see a lot of the things that I thought were going to stop me from reaching the next goal or achieving the next thing. And like, some of them are like pretty dark and deep. And I think this could even branch off to a whole nother topic, but sure. Remember that every chapter is not going to go smooth. Every chapter is not going to go how you plan. Matter of fact, every chapter, I don't think, or out of all of your chapters in life, I don't think you're going to have one where you're like, wow, that one was easy. I want to go back to that one and do it again because it was so easy. Like, every work and every single chapter is going to require something different, because you're trying to reach and achieve different goals, objectives, happiness in life than what you were in chapters 3 or chapter 13.
Yeah, and I think when you look back, like your most enjoyable chapter or like your most memorable isn't going to be the one where you had it all figured out. It's going to be the one where you had to overcome some shit that ultimately made you who you are now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got for this one. You got anything else?
No, I don't got nothing else on this. I like this one because I think it's important to keep top of mind that the chapters are changed, and the only time you go to a new chapter is when there's a new obstacle or challenge ahead of you, because your vision and your goals change. And so it's, again, putting yourself in the uncomfortable situation to start on the next chapter and keep prevailing in life and making the life you want, not what others want for you. Yep.
Well, you guys know the deal. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another one. I don't know if you're listening. If you are, leave a review. And And if you're watching, subscribe to this fucking channel too.
Yep. Or just leave a like.
Or do it all. Be an overachiever.